There was once a house. Not only bricks and windows, but messages, threads, eyes watching from just behind the curtains. It called itself a circle, a group, a family even. And the artist was invited in. The house said, "We love what you do. You're one of us. Welcome. Please sit down." And it handed her a broken chair that someone else had left behind. She asked how the chair was broken, and the house told her it was nothing to worry about. And she said, "Well, okay then," and unpacked everything that she'd brought. Her words, her time, her care, and she laid them on the empty table in front of her. She thought the house was shared, that it liked her, but slowly she noticed it didn't value her at all. It tolerated her. The house liked her most when she stayed quiet, when she agreed, when she nodded, cleaned up, or stayed in her corner and didn't outshine anyone. The house was warm enough just to keep her there, but never enough to lift her up. Still, she tried to make it work. She painted the walls, cleaned the floors, polished and made sure it was spick and span. She gave more than she meant to, but the house was already dissolving. First came the silence. An eye roll, a look of boredom when she spoke, the furtive glance to the ceiling that happens too quickly, followed by the dismissive silence that speaks volumes. Then came the teeth, not suddenly, but just appearing now and then. A molar beneath the wallpaper, a row of canines above the bookshelves, an incisor hidden in the carpet disguised as a compliment. Some teeth were cracked, some were twisted so far inward they gnawed at their own gums. Others were soft, blackened with cavities, and the gums were red and swollen, infected with whispering and blame. The house smiled often, but the smiles were sharp, and they never quite reached the eyes. It was a fake smile that sometimes bordered on a grimace, like the mistaken smile of constipation, and behind those crooked teeth was the rot. It smelled sweet and sour like incense hiding something dead, a putrid smell that clung to her skin after every call, a smell she couldn't scrub off and that clung to her nostrils in its thick desperation to conceal itself. She tried to stay polite, to shrink back into being the version the house wanted, but every time she painted something real, the windows fogged up, the walls stiffened, the messages dried up. She had to get out. And then came the question. Would she return? Not to create, but to fix something, to reactivate her presence, to hand over the keys to those who had spoken about her in closed rooms. It wasn't a favour. It was a test to see if she still belonged to the all-encompassing house. She said no. And with that, the house stopped smiling. The pictures fell off the wall, the windows shattered, doors slammed open and shut, coming loose at the hinges. The house shook, naked and exposed for the rickety old structure that it had always been. And that was the moment she knew. She'd never been welcome. She'd been used. Her presence gave the house warmth. Her exit made it nervous and icy. Her silence made that house cruel, and it mocked her from behind its broken eaves. So she packed what was hers, the work it never saw, her integrity, the parts of her it neither understood nor deserved. The parts with colour, contrast, vulnerability. And so she left, quietly, with dignity. Just the sound of her footsteps on the old damaged floorboards echoing into the void. At last, stepping out into the fresh air of creative freedom, with the warm sunlight on her face. Her friend and mentor, the crow, was waiting for her at the gate with a shiny button to mark this auspicious occasion. I'm here for you, the crow says. I just needed to see you take that leap of faith, my child, and learn from this lesson. You've shown me your true strength, and from this day on, I shall always have your back. The girl kissed the crow gently on the head. It jumped on her shoulder, and they left together, never looking back. Now the house waits, still full of rotten teeth, still praising the molar in the centre, covering itself with socks and hiding in pockets, waiting for the next unsuspecting visitor it can viciously bite. And her? She lives elsewhere now, in a place with no corners that bite, where she creates what she wants, where silence is peaceful, not strategic or bitter. Where the air doesn't stink of sycophancy or performative loyalty. A place where teeth don't grow from the floor. Only roots, colour, truth, and her beautiful crow. She doesn't even remember the wallpaper anymore.
Ginger fairy.